Basement Bookers Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Basement Bookers Podcast, the AEW All in London Part 1, where we will be covering the first four matches in order of how it says on Wikipedia today. But I can't do that by myself. It's impossible. Otherwise, there'd only be one of you. Here with me is the undisputed, unstoppable motion machine, Rich the Riz, the perpetual motion machine. Rich the Riz, how the hell are you? Give yourself a proper introduction this week.
What's up, folks? I am Rich Sariz. I am the perpetual motion machine, as he says, and I am here to talk about All In, the first four matches. So this is the first half of the road to All In. Asterisk, we know that there's an ocean between us and London where All In is going to be, but we're ignoring that. It's still the road to All In. We're getting there. We're going to go there. We're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about Dynamite this week. There were some interesting happenings.
First of all, before you start, Rich, I just
Damn
want
it.
to say, fuck
Damn it.
geography. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
All right. So because I'm remembering our format here. Before we get into the Deathmatch Classic, that was not. We got some news on the Cash Wheeler front. This is it's been a while since we've done news. This happens to be pretty big. We got to talk about Cash Wheeler's arrest. It's been a while since we've done news, but this is pretty big. He was arrested for aggravated assault with a weapon, and I have the arrest record here. It says the officer, quote, in reference to an aggravated assault with a firearm call. Upon my arrival, I spoke to the victim. I'll leave that out. Who provided me with a sworn written/verbal statement that said the following. The victim stated he was driving west on Interstate 4 north of exit 83. He noticed a Jeep Gladiator weaving in and out of the traffic, honking its horn. So he moved over to the far right lane to let the Jeep pass. The victim said the Jeep took the right shoulder to drive around him on the passenger side. That's on the right side here in the U.S., North America, not UK. I know we got some UK listeners and viewers. Thank you very much, by the way. So he looked over and noticed a white male with a beard pointing a black semi-automatic handgun out of the driver's window at him with a strong stare. The victim said he feared for his life at this time. No shit.
Is it that strong stare? I think that's the strong stare.
It's got to be it. That's
I
got
just
to be
want to
it.
say, Rich, I don't want to interrupt your story here, but I need to state he didn't do that. Like the image is just for the podcast. That's not exactly what he did. So
Right.
he's about to tell you guys that.
Yeah, this is not an actual image of the incident.
That's the stare, though, I'm pretty sure. That's how I'd imagine it.
Yes. So the victim stated he slowed down to get out of the way of the firearm and ended up behind the suspect vehicle at this time. At this time, both were committed to exit 83. The victim took pictures of the Jeep as it turned right onto College Park Drive and began to drive reckless. The victim said the Jeep bared Florida tag, redacted. After taking the picture, the victim said he called 911 and gave the vehicle information to dispatch the details of what occurred. He explained he could not be late for work and asked an officer to meet him at his work. I guess to corroborate this crazy story. So
It's terrifying.
right, the officer continues in the report saying, "I created a photo lineup using Elvis, which is like just a image database that they
It's
use."
an acronym for I'm all shook up. Mm-hmm.
Yes, there you go. Elvis selected 5 random photos based on the suspect's Florida driver's license picture and put them in a randomized order, with the suspect being the 6th picture. Another officer met with the victim and presented him with the photo lineup instructions and the photo lineup. The victim quickly selected the correct picture of the suspect, later identified as Daniel M. Wheeler, with 100% certainty. Based on the victim's sworn statement and the positive photo lineup identification, probable cause exists to charge Wheeler with aggravated assault with a firearm. This is big. He could spend up to like 5 years in jail for this if convicted. And
Yes.
some people online are acting like I saw someone on X, formerly known as Twitter, say, "Oh, he has no prior record. He'll just get off with a slap on the wrist." Like, no, if you're waving a gun around, that's not Yeah, no prior record. Like we're not talking about like shoplifting a candy bar.
I
You
mean,
know.
yeah. I mean, personally, I think the laws, they're a little too, it's like it's not like he was going to show them what that thing do, but how do they know that he was going to show them what that thing do? You know what I mean?
Right. Like who
Uh,
knows what was happening here?
it's scary because the one of the rules of good ownership is of a gun that I know about is you don't point a gun unless you're gonna fire it. I'm
Right.
pretty sure.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's man. Now I kind of feel bad for the shitty graphic I made, but it looked pretty cool when I thought about it. So look, I can't defend it. If I was in the position of the person, I'd be scared too. Like, there's always two sides to every story, so I don't know what brought this on. Like, they had to start somewhere.
Right. We don't know what caused
So,
whatever was going on in Cash's head.
which isn't an excuse, which is why we don't really do news anymore because I'm always scared people see us do news right away and they're just like, this guy's got a shit opinion. I'm getting the hell out of here. But I think we did it
Well,
pretty good.
well, you say there's never an excuse, but what about when Cain Velasquez did kind of the same thing, but actually shot at the person?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, but the situation's different. That's
We
what I
don't
mean.
know that. We
That's
don't
what,
know the reasons for Cash.
well,
We
as
know the
if
reason for Cain.
If Cash was indeed taking down a probable pedophile, then sure.
Right.
But something tells me,
Hmm.
I don't know, but something tells me this is not the same thing. Something tells me. I don't know. Maybe, who's to say? We don't know because there's a lot of movies. I see a lot of movies, and it's always from the side of the person in the movie, but never from the side of the people watching the movie on TV when it makes it to the news. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The people in the fictional universe and they're seeing the person that the movies like to focus on.
Hmm.
They don't know what's really going on. There could have been a freaking invisible robot in the back seat, and we don't know. They're trying to gaslight poor Cash,
Hmm.
and this victim doesn't know. Like, he's like, for all he knew, oh my God, was Cash? He wasn't wearing sunglasses because if he was wearing sunglasses, he could be like, they live. It's they live. And I saw in your car one of those beings, but they're actually physical invisible. And I was trying to take them out.
Hmm.
It wasn't for you. I was trying to save your life. So we really don't know.
Right.
So best to everybody involved. And I hope this gets resolved quickly.
And just so the people know, the Basement Bookers investigative team are on the case. They will let us know of any details as soon as they come out.
As soon as they come out, if there's any they lives out there, you're going to know all about it. Okay. We're not going to let you go out there into the world, especially now with they lives out there, and you don't have a way of seeing them. All
Hmm.
right. Roddy Piper, he did that movie for a reason.
That's right. We got you, Bookiverse. We got your
Yeah,
back.
that's right. Look out for Day Lives. They out there. So anyway, moving on to our next news story here on the Basement Bookers podcast, AEW All in London, Part 1, first 4 matches coming up. Lacey Evans is no longer with the WWE. She is now going by Macy Estrella. And for those of us who don't speak Spanish, that means star. And I think that's what she believes she is. And basically, she said her OnlyFans is going to pop off, apparently. And good luck to her and her simps out there. You do what you got to do. Support who you support. Rich, how do you feel about this sudden departure, almost out of nowhere? Uh, Almost, we're thinking, is this going to be a JTG situation where they don't know she's still working there? But here we have it, no longer with the company, and it has not reached JT She status.
So this, I don't want to say I was surprised, but it's just been a while since we heard anything about Lacey Evans from WWE. Like she was away for to give birth, and then that was kind of it. So maybe she decided she wants to stay home. Maybe it was a little mutual. I don't know. We don't have the details, unfortunately. Investigative team on the case. Don't worry about it. But for me, I know a couple of Telegram groups that are going to keep me up to date on her OnlyFans. So, all right.
Yeah, that being said, I could see her joining All Elite Wrestling. I mean, they could use, her she's pretty good, but I have a feeling they won't. Um I feel like corporate Tilly, they lean a certain way. And Lacey's had a history of rubbing people the wrong way in her, Twitters and stuff like that. Um so I don't know. I mean, I hope so, but I just don't feel optimistic about that. So maybe some indie stuff. Who knows? Maybe she might make an impact. That might be the best thing for her.
Well, whatever it is you're referencing, wasn't Big Bill sort of the same beliefs?
Yes, but he is a special attraction, I think. You know what I mean?
And
And
you
maybe in
can't
different
teach that.
ways. Yeah, maybe in different ways. Like who knows? She might be just meaner or whatever. I don't know. Like I don't know what's, you know what I mean? But like I said, we don't know anything. That's why we don't do news a lot because it's all like, hey, you talking shit? No, I'm just a guy. I'm just going. I'm feeling around. I'm feeling the
Right.
temperature. I'm just
Bi-
taking the temperature.
Big Bill did get kicked off a tour bus
Yeah, it
back in the WWE
happens.
days.
Yeah. So, before we move on to the next news item, I did want to say that Cash could still defend the tag team champion, go to the tag team championship match at All In. Like they didn't take his passport or anything,
Hmm.
and he's probably the second most famous person in the world right now. So, how could he be a flight risk? Moving on to Phillip Brooks on the matter. CM Punk, pictured here. Some money better than no money, Thomas Jefferson once said.
Hmm.
And he's in the news. A bit of an egomaniac, apparently. He's already apologized. You've all heard it. You probably read about it on X. CM Punk cut a promo on Hangman. It didn't go over too well. And I guess because it didn't go over too well, he then apologized to Hangman for it, is how I feel about it. And that is a CM Punk thing to do. We all know guys like that. We
Hmm.
know, his feelings. We know how straight edge he is. Uh, and he's got a lot of control over at Collision. Certain people are not allowed to be on Collision. This is a real, like, it's like clicks. Like, listen, you theater kids, you better stay over there, over by the music department or whatever. While us goth kids, we do our thing over here. Okay, because look, at the end of the day, you need to figure out what's more important. All right. You need to figure it out. You need to dig deep. All right. You need to look inside yourself. All right. So, really, we all just need to look inside ourselves. Okay. Find that inner CM Punk and just cut him out. All right. You don't need to be like that. Okay. And why you got to kick Ryan Nemeth out? You know why? Because he said, you listen, that is bullying. What Punk did, that's bullying because he didn't like what Ryan said to him on Twitter, which was what he said that he was soft. Basically, I forgot what the response was on the Twitter, some high school stuff,
Hmm.
and Punk basically with the what do you got to say now with the whole basically he runs that show. Like, what's the guy supposed to do? Like that's basically using your power against someone. Rich, I've said a lot. What do you could join in on this because you know how much I love CM Punk.
Right. So, as a former CM Punk fan, uh, I'm still a fan of the wrestler CM Punk, but Phil Brooks can kind of go fuck himself. If you know what I'm
That's what we
saying?
mean when we do the Phil Brooks suck segment because
Yeah.
CM Punk, he's an all right guy.
Right. Um. So the Ryan Nemeth thing, what I had read was he got flown in, and then when he got to the arena, was told that he wasn't allowed on the show and was already booked a flight back. Now I understand, fine, AEW is paying for it, but A, that's a waste of money. B, that's such a waste of his time.
Yeah, time is also money. Some would say.
It is. And like even if you're not the one paying for it, that's 2 flights that you took the time out of your day. You're in a less than comfortable seat. Maybe Tony Khan's flying these people first class. I don't know, but it's just so not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's just not. It's just not. Look, see that Pug? You need to get through to Phil Brooks. You need to talk to your boy. Did you hear Ace Steel is back too?
Yeah, he's doing remote work, I guess, because he's back on the payroll, but not allowed at the venues. Because he,
Oh, money
well,
laundering. Got you. All right. So,
right. So he's
what
not
could you
allowed
be
at the
doing
venue.
by remote?
So the report I read said Steel is not allowed at the venues because he's an insurance risk.
Yeah,
Can't just be biting
probably.
people.
You can't just go around biting people. Does that mean it applies to dogs? It's
I
like,
don't
listen,
think so.
sorry, Ace, for the first time in a long time, we've had to use dog policy on you because you did dog behavior.
Yeah, yet
So,
if a dog bites a person, the dog has to be put down. That's the law in I don't know if it's a state or federal
I've
thing, but
experienced this. It's very sad. I've seen this
it's
happen.
terrible. But also like if a person bites a person, you're just an insurance risk. This is silly.
No, it's either that or you're a zombie. And I'm pretty sure not a zombie because we'd be hearing a lot of things right now. And these days, not impossible.
Right? Like Kenny Omega would be going around biting people.
Yeah, he would. He would go around, he just go around biting people like some kind of maniac. He wouldn't just be the god of wrestling. He'd be like some kind of abomination of wrestling, going around biting people, passing around some kind of virus. What
Hmm.
would stop me from getting to play Stadium Stampede in the video game that I paid full price for, and you even release it complete? There's no updates, Kenny. Am I a joke to you? Welcome back, everybody, to the main event that you've been waiting for. We're going to talk about All Elite Wrestling's All In at Wembley in London. Rich, records have been broken, and I know that you have these numbers for us to tell the Basement Bookiverse about how many they sold there, because we discussed this on Messenger and you said definitely. So what do you how is like 80,000 seats they sold? All Elite
80
Wrestling did.
80,846 tickets as of yesterday, which surpassed WrestleMania 32's actual record of 80,709.
So congratulations to Tony Khan and MJF for selling all those tickets. It has nothing to do with anybody else, as far as I know. So really, what we have here is a tag team title match for the ROH World Tag Team Championships. There, we've got Aussie Open with the most annoying theme song there is. It's just the worst. And some people like it. And I listened to a little bit. Apparently, there's a rap in there. I don't get past the annoying part in the beginning to get to it.
Ozzy,
So
Ozzy, Ozzy. Oi,
stop.
oi,
We
oi.
can't. We're gonna get copyright struck because you're doing the music exactly you like. Stop that.
Sorry. Sorry.
So yeah. Which one's the Fletcher guy? Is
The
that the
skinnier
ugly one?
the skinnier one with the weird hair.
Oh, the child,
Yeah,
the little boy.
the tall
Okay.
child, yes.
Yeah. The only guy there that I don't know. Adam Cole, he's a guy, right? He's a guy like me. Should a guy like me be one half of the ROH World Tag Team Champions?
Should he be AEW World Champion?
We don't get to talk about that till next week, but this week is different.
That's
That's
right.
right. Double your Cole, double your MJF, but not no, but here is just this one match. Next week, I don't know. Maybe if you watch the episodes back to back, part one and part two, it's like, oh my God, this is synergy.
Based on Booker's
Welcome.
double feature.
Double feature. Rich, what's your prediction here? Is this gonna be a slobber knocker, a tallywhacker, a diggery-do, or a roundabout, or a
Oh,
roadhouse.
definite
Could it be
round,
a roadhouse?
definite roundabout. I feel like the knife is going to get plunged into the back during this match. I don't know who is going to stab whom. It looks like from the close of Dynamite this week that Adam Cole might be on to MJF in his backstabbery. We
Does
shall
this
see.
look like a guy who doesn't have a plan? I say that this man has a plan, Adam Cole does. He's ready, and he's looking at the A triple B or the bloomin' onion. It could be either thing.
That's right.
Uh, you know,
There's intelligence behind those eyes. Not necessarily in those eyes, but behind those eyes.
yes, because we know this because he cries. Adam Cole cries. He told us. He told us on AEW, and this is a man who knows Adam Cole cries. MJF now knows the knowledge that Adam Cole cries. He's going to take that with him. Um, they had a good time on Dynamite this week. They went out to the one place that we all have in common, MJF and Adam Cole and myself, is that I like Outback as well. I used to work at an Outback Steakhouse, and yes, they're most famous for hiring me. So, yeah, it was. I was well, $9.99. That's a good price. They must be eating good over there. All right. Anyway, so
Hashtag Florida pricing.
yeah, for sure.
Oh wait,
Right,
where were they this week? Nashville?
Nashville.
Or
I don't
was that
know. You would
WWE?
know. You've been to Nashville, right?
I have been to Nashville. I didn't go to Outback when I was there.
No, I think they were in Texas or something. No, maybe it is Nashville because wherever Jeff Jarrett's hometown is, that's
Nashville.
where they
Okay, yeah.
were
Yeah, it was
because they
Nashville.
were talking about it during that great match we saw later. It made us also feel full in our
Yeah,
bellies.
it was Nashville. I don't even remember seeing an Outback when I was in Nashville, but we didn't do a lot. So we went down Broadway and everything, and like to and from the hotels, but not much other exploring. No,
Yeah.
not a lot of other exploring.
Hmm. What do you think of the segment where they're out there and they're doing like Australia stuff? They're gonna watch Crocodile Dundee and they're doing kangaroo kicks.
Wonderfully wacky.
MJF.
Wonderfully
Yeah.
wacky.
It's I really hope that they don't do what they're gonna do on Sunday. Um, I think they should make it like Roddy gets involved, but like Adam Cole didn't want him to be involved, kind of thing.
Hold on. You have to call him Sad Roddy.
Look, I mean, it's a little funny what he's doing, but it's
Mhm.
also a little sad,
Mhm.
right? Because it's like I I I don't know if we said that. Oh, we were texting, and you were sending me the message about Tommaso Ciampa,
Mhm.
and he's looking for Johnny,
Right.
and you
I thought
liked
that
it
was
because it
very
was
funny.
funny,
Mhm.
and I said I don't think it's funny. I think it's kind of sad. But then I
Mhm.
got jealous because I'm like, I really want that thing he's soaking in because that would be amazing for my body. I would
Mhm.
love that. It's like on your porch and shit, and he has
Mhm.
a pool. I'm like, I can't be mad at this guy, but I'm like, oh, so I guess we're doing. Oh, we're playing now. We're playing now. We're not
Mm.
getting serious Tommaso Ciampa. We're gonna get the silly stuff. Um, I think they're better than that. I think you get. Let's do some basement booking real quick for that while we continue here. Let's get because we're still at AEW, but I just got to say for that, just bring in the DIY, revitalize the tag team division. You're already doing that with the New Day. Let's make something out of those tag team championships that the Usos worked really hard on to make better. So back to this. So what do you think about the Tony Khan getting involved in an actual segment?
So I do feel like it wasn't his idea, but
Oh yeah,
right, yeah. So like, I, because going from the beginning, he did always say that he didn't want to be a character, despite the fact that he fucking is in real life is just a character or a
lean into it.
caricature, right?
Sure. Okay.
But
Let's not get mean about it.
I'm just like he just is. It's
Yeah.
how he anyway. Like Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a fucking character.
I mean, he's doing genius stuff, so yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
changing Twitter to X.
I mean, look, dude, I'm not a millionaire. You're not a millionaire. I
You
was
said
never the richest man anywhere.
you
You were
said
never the
billionaire
richest man
wrong.
anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I know I did.
Yeah.
Because it's I can say 100,000 there, and either way, it's like, yeah, that's oof, still
Anyway,
impressive.
right. Anyway, I feel like this wasn't his idea, but I feel like he saw the comedy in it and went with it.
Yeah,
And
I don't know what the truth is.
I thought it was funny. I thought the whole segment, all of it was funny. I feel like the guy that got double clotheslined, I feel like we've seen him before in one of their segments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but my memory. Like I feel like if I'm gonna remember it, it must be true. But I can't. I have nothing to back it up. Anyway,
With you, it's best not to assume.
right, true. Um, yeah, Tony Khan's involved and thought it was funny. He leaned into it a little bit. He's a meme. We know that.
Look at this
And then
goof.
Roddy, sad Roddy.
You could tell he's memeing too because Tony was wearing sunglasses.
Oh yeah,
You can't control his eyes.
right. Also, you know why
He's
some.
inside.
You also know why some people wear sunglasses indoors, right?
Yes. Cocaine, whatever. Listen, let's not. We're not all perfect, straight
Like,
edge superstars like CM Punk and Rich is. All right,
I'm sorry. Did you say Michael Caine?
Michael Caine.
Okay, just checking.
All right.
Roddy, sad Roddy, kicking the
Nobody
tire.
knows what it's like to be a sad Roddy. But yeah, so basically, just to put a button on it, Adam Cole and MJF, they did a promo in the ring. The same usual thing. MJF doing his, oh, I want the two opponents, and one of them was Cody Rhodes, and the other one was Adam Cole, baby. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true, but yeah, the line's been drawn. There was a bit where Adam Cole looked like he was gonna Adam Cole, baby, all over MJF,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't happen.
Kangaroo kick. It's funny.
It is, it is, but I don't think that's what's gonna win the match.
If sorry to sort of like skip ahead to a match we're going to talk about next week, but if MJF beats Adam Cole with a kangaroo kick, I'll be rolling on my floor laughing.
Well, just the thing, It's it better not. So, what do you think? Who do you think's gonna win the match? Do you think we're gonna have new Ring of Honor championships?
Nope, Aussie Open retain.
All right. So, do you
What do they
think?
do? It's like something like this,
Oh, I don't know.
something like
I
that.
couldn't tell you what their finish is. So,
The
um,
Coriolis.
oh, I would have called it the Karaoke Buster.
It would break up a karaoke moment, sure.
Yeah, or the Foster Slam.
Australian for beer.
Yeah.
Those are big cans.
That's what he said. All right. So I think we should make a pick. On my end, I also think Aussie Open will remain the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, cursed for eternity, to be worn around the waist of future champions.
Next up is a match that I am all in for and would love to be all in for the Women's World Championship. Fatal 4-way, Hikaru Shida defending against Toni Storm, Saraya, and Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D. Shida, of course, champ coming in. Toni Storm, Saraya, they are 2/3 of the Outcast. Being a fatal 4-way, there's probably no DQ. I feel like Ruby's just going to get ejected from ringside just because, even though there's no DQ. But if not, she, of course, can interfere. We might see the return of Jamie Hayter. I don't know. I haven't heard about her injury in a while. Shida, I don't know if she has any actual friends at maybe Sky Blue. They won the tag match this week. I don't know. Jared, what do you think?
Here's what I think. I think this match is going to clap the Richter scale. We're talking about 6.9 on the Richter scale, an uncontrollable amount of kick. Bada, 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 in this match. Now, really seriously, these are going to be some serious competitors. These ladies are going to go out there. They're going to put it all on the line. Faces will be punched. Stomachs probably kicked. Someone's probably going to do like a catch me move where they like, oh, they jump to the outside or whatever. And maybe you might get, oh, Ruby Soho, she gets ejected. And then there's like a new person and they're like in mystery. It's like, who helped them? And maybe they'll get like a new person in their little team. And they decided as a
Macy Estrella.
maybe, I don't know. And they decided that as a team, you know what, Toni, it was your turn. Now it's Saraya's turn, and you find out that she's in on it. So really, it's like, uh-oh, it's the advantage goes to these chicks, and it's about time that their clique does stuff. Like different things. Let's get bigger. Let's move on. Let's try to make this a thing. Because so far Outcast only means Big Boy and Andre 3000. Okay, if you want it to mean Saraya, Tony Storm, Ruby Soho, and hopefully Sky Blue, if you guys use your freaking brains and get this going, because then the cake Richter scale continues to rise. The profits are up. We're talking about ratings. We're talking about people tuning in. You got to get in where you fit in. And that's how I feel about this. Who I have here is Saraya. Let's make some money.
Mm. Saraya's the only one here that hasn't been AEW Women's Champion yet.
That's right, Rich Torres. That's right. Toni Storm is a two-time AEW Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Hikaru Shida, a two times AEW Women's Champion. Britt Baker's got it one time. That's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Even she would tell you.
Yeah.
So really, I think it's Saraya time, baby.
Go for it. Who do I think is gonna win? I feel like Shida's gonna retain off of Toni Storm and Saraya having a disagreement.
All right, then I'm sticking to my guns. It doesn't mean anything. There is no AEW Basement Championship.
Correct.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a very important match as it stands as of this day in legalese. We still have Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood versus the Young Bucks. I decided not to swear it in. You're welcome. This match I really want, and I hope to Jeebus that we get this match going. Rich, this match is a match that has happened before, but I don't think it was a match where like people were sad, where they didn't have a good time, where they were like, this match sucks. I don't think you'd ever get that from here. I think you would only get that from somebody who hates AEW.
Right. So these are two teams that do always deliver. Personally, I'm more of a fan of FTR's wrestling style, more realistic. The Bucks wrestling style is perhaps more fun to watch. A lot of super kicks, which are clearly not all that super if you need so many of them. Just saying.
It makes it faker.
Yeah. Oh, the knee slapping, all the knee slapping.
It's a knee
Uh,
slap and good time.
right. But you get the two teams together, fun match, good quality wrestling. It's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be a good time. I hope Cash doesn't get detained with his legal issues. Fingers crossed. There's a week to go, give or take, before All In. Um, I'm hoping FTR wins and retains, and they're gonna be my pick to retain.
Yeah, mine too. But obviously next week, we reserve the right to change, even though it doesn't mean anything. But
Right.
right now, as things stand, I really do agree. I don't like the Young Bucks like that. I don't know how much longer we're gonna have FTR, so I feel like I wanna enjoy them the way they are right now. Young
Mm-hmm.
Bucks, I feel like as brothers, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
honestly. So that's my feeling on that.
Question to you, opinion. Based on a comment made on Dynamite this week, who do you think are the top 5 or whatever brother tag teams in wrestling? We can talk about like our generation because like I
5. All right.
right
Yeah. So the Usos.
now as at number 1.
Uh, yes,
Okay.
I guess. Uh,
I apologize. I didn't prepare you for this. I actually only remembered it just now. I was thinking
uh,
about it as I was sitting there watching Dynamite, and then just remembered.
here's the problem with that.
Can I give you my 5? Maybe
Yeah,
it'll help.
please do. Hardy Boys are
Okay.
there, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
So I would say number 1 Usos,
yeah.
number 2 Hardys, number 3 Briscoes,
Yeah. Okay.
Mark and Jay, of course. Um, I haven't actually seen Jerry and Jack, those Briscoes wrestle. So that's also kind of why I'm saying our generation.
Hmm.
I'd say probably fourth. No, fourth, Harlem Heat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mhm. And fifth, honestly, I can't think of any others at offhand, but Young Bucks. There's
It
also
really bothers
sorry,
me that the Dudleys aren't really brothers.
right. Yeah.
That's
There's
what you
that.
got me like brothers. Like I know tag teams. Like it's hard for me to think about brother tag teams, you know?
Right. So like there's also I just remember Top Flight.
Yeah. Right.
I offhand, I'm having trouble thinking of any others.
Oh, what about no private party? They're friends. They're not brothers.
Yeah, it's Isaiah
I mean,
Cass
they're
and
brothers, but they're not
Mark Quinn.
brothers. Like,
Right.
yeah,
They're not related that we know
no.
of.
I mean, if you look further down in most people, like there's like something, you know.
Hmm.
We all come from the same bone.
So would you agree with my top 5 though?
Yes. To disagree is to show my ignorance, and I don't like doing that. So, um, okay.
Shit, forgot the Lucha Brothers.
That
I
all right. Yeah.
I'd put them right behind Harlem Heat.
All right. Yeah. You know what? I'm not changing it to yours the same. Yeah, it's the same. So whatever
Okay.
you said, Rich. So speaking of tag teams, look, man, no one was expecting this. I mean, I wasn't expecting this. If you said Basement Jared, do you think that at AEW Wrestling All in London, where they're gonna sell like a bajillion seats, do you think that there's gonna be a tag team match with Sting and his little boy Darby, and they're gonna wrestle? They're gonna wrestle against a mogul named Swerve Strickland, and his definitely older than him protege, AR Fox. He's got to be, right. He's got to be AR Fox, who was kind of like a brother to Darby Allin, who let Darby Allin live in his house. And after all this time, now Darby Allin finally helps out AR Fox. Did you ever think, Rich the Riz, this was going to happen?
No, I had no idea. This was way out of left field.
This isn't just a,
Way
a, a regular match, though. It's a coffin tag team match or something.
tag team coffin match. Swerve is
Tag team
32,
coffin.
Fox is 35.
Oh, all right.
Got the
It's not my
facts.
fault. Some people look old, but
Yeah, a little
he
bit.
doesn't wrestle like he's old. We've seen AR Fox wrestle, so
Oh,
it's not.
he's great.
Yeah, so good on him. It's always good. Like I feel like when you see people that you've seen
Hmm.
that you kind of like a friend of theirs, but they don't know you. It's like, yeah, I know him. I saw him,
Well,
and
we were
then
like,
look at him, and he's in London.
yeah, we were like 4 feet from him when we were sitting second row at Evolve.
Yeah, he's going to London, dude.
Yup.
That's crazy to me. I mean, Darby Allen also, but
Hmm.
still, like it's nuts. Wow. So there's a lot of bad blood here. There's a lot of good blood. There was this scary looking guy here. Can you imagine this thing chasing you? He looks like a caveman. Like he looks like 5 minutes ago he was encased in stone when a witch cursed him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just come out and like Don Callis found him and sold him into AEW wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Swerve Strickland, they watched the match there. Those tag team guys, they attacked Darby Allin and his little son Nick Wayne there. Also the protege of his father, who helped Darby Allin become a crash test dummy back when he was testing coffins for the government. So they wanted to see how far you can coffin drop without coffin dropping.
Mm.
And we know Joker Sting, Rich Deriz, but do you think the little kids out there were probably like, "Is this Stinghausen?" Because it was kind of goofy, Like I feel like it was of its time. What's your opinion?
I feel like Sting is starting to tap into the Joker Sting he was doing back in TNA, but we're not seeing enough of it to really understand it if we haven't seen the Joker Sting of TNA, to your point. So it did so if we don't have that context, then like you weren't watching TNA. Then yeah, I see exactly what you're saying, that it seemed a little goofy and wacky and maybe Stinghausen-esque. So yeah, it's a little weird.
Look, I don't have to have like seen it
Hmm.
because like when I say it's a thing of its time, it's like before there was like 1800 more versions of the Joker on TV.
Hmm.
Now it's like you're an imitation of your own imitation kind of thing. Because like at that point, he was doing more like the Heath Ledger Joker from like the Dark Knight, like back then.
Hmm.
But like it worked then. It just seemed cheesy here. There I was like, oh, this is interesting. But here's just wacky. If we're doing wackiness, it's fine. It's not very
Hmm.
scary. But I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with him being 100. I don't know.
I'm
But
not
good
even going to
on
look at
him.
his real age. I'm not doubting he's 100.
Yeah, he made a bargain. He had to have made a Faustian bargain, a deal with the devil.
MJF, hey?
No, the real devil,
Yeah,
the
MJF.
robot devil from Futurama. That one, the robot devil. You remember the
I don't know.
robot devil? You're not a
I didn't.
Futurama guy?
Nope.
Man, you
Saw a couple
suck.
episodes. Was
Yeah. Well, let's
that?
make a pick for this because when we start talking about other stuff, it drives me crazy. So I'm thinking Nick Wayne Brady and Darby all in for this one. What do you think? You
Yeah, I
think
think
Swerve Strickland and
there's
AR Fox have a chance?
there's going to be interference, and as AEW has been doing, so creepy.
He's like, what you're saying? There's a chance. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
As AEW has been doing, and as WWE has kind of been doing lately, also, despite the interference, the faces are going to overcome,
They will overcome.
and it's a coffin match anyway, so there's no DQ. So yeah, it's going
Maybe
to be
he's
like
got a whole mogul.
it'll be like 6-on-2. Nick Wayne's probably going to help, and I don't know if he has any brothers or other Wayne family associates and trainees and such to throw in the way, but
What happened to that kid that was on NXT and he was with the NXT parking lot Don and Stacks and he two dimes and
yeah,
he
two
went
dimes.
to here. What
Yeah,
happened to him? Was it like I remember he had a Sting mask and we were all like, who the fuck is this guy?
yeah,
Well, I was like, you knew who he was. I'm like, who the hell is that?
that was as unimpactful as Tony Khan announcing the legend Christian Cage.
Yeah, I mean, I do love Christian Cage's like current stuff. Not gonna lie, like you gotta
I
kick
know.
your own kid out of the backstage area. That's pretty good. You know, that's pretty awesome. Heel Christian Cage is the best. Um,
It's like this.
But you know what? Before we switch gears to the final segment where we talk about the AEW Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Rudy, we witnessed the end of Edge's current run with the WWE. September, I believe, is the end of his contract, but this was his last match, his last contracted match.
Mm.
Do you think we're gonna see Saxton Edge that's in AEW? Is he all elite? Is Saxton Edge all elite?
No,
Yeah,
no. This feels like it's his decision. I feel like, um,
he's tired.
not so much that, but like there's not much more for him to do. Fucking Sting.
It's like, look,
All
I'm
right.
not gonna beat Roman Reigns. I'm gonna go home.
Well, I feel like part of why he came back was to help some of the younger talent, and seems like there's just nothing else, and that's
Yeah,
okay. And he got to leave on his own terms. He's gonna go back with Beth and his family and everything. He doesn't want to do more damage to his body. He doesn't want to put himself back into the position of he has to again retire. So I
yeah.
think I like this. Go out on your own terms. Don't do it too late, right? And have a nice send off.
Did it with a W though.
It's okay. It's Sheamus.
So
Does Sheamus need a win?
you'd ask Sheamus, he'd probably say no, but or would he?
Next up, sponsored by the Texas Chainsaw Massacre show, we had a Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match, which, of course, you're going to get the deathmatch legends, Madman Pondo and Necro, but no, you're not going to get them. You're going to get Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy. Why? Jeff Hardy likes to jump off things. Jeff Jarrett likes to use a guitar. That's not deathmatch stuff.
They,
Those aren't deathmatch things. They're just extreme things. They're hardcore things. They're not deathmatch. I don't know why they had these two, but okay. That's what we had. And we also had some interesting stuff on commentary, particularly during the commercials that we didn't see, but Jer's got the exclusive footage.
okay, watch this.
I've ever experienced in my career, Tony.
Well, you heard Jeff Jarrett say it's dangerous back there. You think?
Well, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre deathmatch continues in picture-in-picture.
Now it's in picture, guys. Still going.
Like one of those haunted houses when it's dark and they have like just a black light, but it's not black. It's more like an orange pink peach light, but not black light.
I was actually
It was red.
But like, yeah, what are we looking at? What is going on here?
Good
Not
question.
exactly certain. I think
hiding.
that they're hiding.
I feel like hiding.
But Satnam Singh, look, his hands are bound. The Hardys, Brother Zay, Ethan Page, they've neutralized Satnam Singh.
Hello, where are you?
She's so annoying. Oh my god, she's so annoying.
Jay Lethal from behind.
Yeah. They can hear her in Memphis. Well, the camera's found them too. That's Jay Lethal. That's Jay Lethal.
Is it Jay Lethal?
It might be Jay Lethal.
It makes sense. We also want you to go home.
Well, Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett, just trying to escape.
We gotta go.
And Jay Lethal bring up the rear. Let's get out of here.
Karen's freaking out here. So am I.
Are you all right? Come on. The Hardys following.
Trying to get outside.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Sanjay does.
What the hell?
Sanjay does with that spike.
Sanjay Dutt walking tall, kind of.
Kinda.
Sanjay Dutt.
That's your buddy, Shivani.
No. Well, I guess they're trying to make their way back towards the arena here. We've seen crazy matches, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've never seen anything like this. Jarret is still just covered in, I guess that's blood.
I don't know if it's maybe like a motor oil. Motor oil, yeah, maybe motor oil.
Motor oil.
Maybe not hot lava, probably.
Inert lava. Oh, big right hand on Ethan Page.
All right. So, what a masterpiece this was. Rich, what'd you make of this? This look, first of all, if you love AEW, you're the AEW faithful. If you're not as pragmatic as Basement Jarret, Rich there is, in which we're like, hey, whatever, you got to make money, you make money. I think it's time for you to lay down your judgments on your KFC food fight matches, on your Mountain Dew Code Red matches, because the hypocrisy is on full display here for your video game. This came literally out of nowhere, but 100% of the proceeds goes to the victims of the fires in Maui. Countless lives lost. I say countless because if you lose just one life, it's horrible. So really, I could not continue talking about this because this was technically a fight for the fallen, where the proceeds went to that because that just came up, and they're
Maui
springing
Food
into
Bank.
action to the Maui Food Bank. Had to let that know. So really, if you're a listener, you're out there. I'm praying. Rich Deriz is not because of his, but he is using his perpetual motion for well wishes and hoping that, we get things fixed. But what's not going to be fixed is this. So let's stop judging each other on trying to grab that bag. The bag with the dollar sign. This was sponsored by a video game. You do what you got to do.
All right. With all that being said, check out our link tree. The link's below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things. Check out all our social media. We're posting videos and clips and shorts and reels and whatever you youngins are calling them. And Jared's got a parting message.
The match of life is scheduled for one fall. So make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the Bookers. And this is going to be Basement Booker Supplemental because I forgot to say, I know Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett are not hardcore icons, but I feel like they're in the position of like, hey, man, we'll let you work here. Someone's got to do this. We need a lot of guys, and you got a lot of guys, and we can get all the guys together, and it'll work. You guys got a thing going. So go out there and do this outlaw macho shit that Cornette loves to call it. Not that we agree with that, because we're a bunch of jabronis. Thanks for listening, everybody. Basement Booker Supplemental.